morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the daily support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Tuesday the 25th of August. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, slightly bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 11,740 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 11,875. Going to need to see a broad-based crypto rally on the day to support a breakout from yesterday's high that was 11,847. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, we've got the second major resistance level sitting at 11,982 and resistance at 12,000 to pin Bitcoin back. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 11,633 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Bitcoin should avoid the second major support level sitting at 11,498. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a widening of the bearish histograms following that bearish crossover yesterday. So for the day ahead, Bitcoin must avoid that pivot level sitting at 11,740. On the EMAs, we have seen the 50 pinch against the 100, suggestive of a bullish day ahead. So key through the morning is avoiding the pivot and a move back through to 11,800 to then target 11,900 and then the second major resistance level. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, it's a bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS avoid a pullback through the pivot at 3.3661 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 3.4516. Again, going to need to see support from the broader market for a breakout from yesterday's high that was sitting at 3.4279. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, second major resistance level sitting at 3.5133 would limit any upside on the day. Fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 3.3044 into play. Barring an extended sell, EOS should steer well clear of the second major support level sitting at 3.2189. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of that bearish histogram in the early part of the morning, and we've seen that bearish crossover. Looking at the EMAs, however, we've seen the 50 narrow, the gap to the 100 and the 200, supportive of a bullish day ahead. So key through the morning would be to avoid a fall back through the pivot and that first major support level. A move back through to 3.4 levels should support a bullish day ahead. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, slightly bearish start to the morning here. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall through pivot at 402.56 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 417.39. Going to need to see extended crypto rally to support a breakout from yesterday's high that was at 411.97, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, don't expect a breakout from that first major resistance level. In the event of another extended rally, second major resistance level saying at 426.81 could come into play later in the day. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level saying at 393.14 into play. Should see Ethereum continue to stay clear of the 38.2% fib at 367. But the second major support level sitting at 378.31 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, nothing conclusive there. We're seeing the pinch, which is leaving the support, resistance and pivot levels as the key drivers. Looking at the EMAs, however, we're seeing the 50 narrow the gap to the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bullish day ahead. So key through the morning would be to avoid a pull back through the pivot, and a move through to 410 levels should support another breakout day for Ethereum. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, slight pullback early on. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the pivot at 0.2877 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 0.2930. Again, support from the broader markets breakout from yesterday's high that was at 0.2920. So barring an extended rally, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see the second major resistance level sitting at 0.2973 come into play later in the day. Should see Ripple's XRP fall short of a breakthrough to 0.30 levels, however. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2834 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.28 levels and the second major support level sitting at 0.2781. Looking at the MACD, slight widening of the bearish histogram through the early part of the morning, supportive of that early pullback. Looking at the moving averages, however, we got the 50 EMA narrowing against the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a possible breakout day. So key through the morning to avoid that pivot level of 2877 and then move back through to 0.29 levels to support around at that first major resistance level.